Hello everyone, welcome to our channel again, Cloud Institution. So today in this session we are going to discuss about how to create Azure Resource Group using Terraform. Okay, so this is the first resource which we are going to create using Terraform. So this is for Azure, right? So first of all, let's see what is Azure Resource Group. Okay, so what's an Azure Resource Group? So Azure Resource Group is a logical container that organizes related Azure resources such as virtual machines, networks and storage accounts and databases into a single entity for the management. So what do you mean by this? Okay, so if you can see, what's a resource group? Okay, if you can see, okay, so for example, I have one subscription. Okay, so as you know, what subscription, right? Subscription is kind of a. Okay, I'm going to explain you what is subscription in the later classes by creating multiple subscriptions. But for now, let's assume that I have only one subscription, which is a payment method. Okay, so this is the subscription one. Okay, so subscription one. Okay, so under the subscription, okay, so we can create multiple resource groups. Okay, so we can create a multiple resource group. This is resource group 1 and resource group 2 and resource group 3. Okay, so I'm name it as rg1, rg1 and rg2, rg2 and rg3. Okay, so for example, I'm going to create okay, everything is connected, right? So for example, every all the resource groups are connected together under the common subscription. Okay, now under resource group 1, so what I'm going to do is that I'm going to create a multiple resources under the resource group 1 which is related to the single entity. What do you mean by single entity? Means, like, for example, if you're running for a for one of the projects, okay, so you're working for an e-commerce project, okay, so all your e-commerce resources like VMs and storages, which means the storage accounts and the key vault and networking VNets and all this stuff will be so deployed in the single resource group, which means that everything will be available inside this one. So you don't need to go around everywhere to check, so where is my resources available in which region, all this stuff, right? So now if you're creating some other project, okay, so this project is called of institution project, so you're going to create a you're going to create a website for institution or something like that, right? So all your resources like databases and virtual machines, all these things will be grouped together in a single resource groups. Okay, similarly the same, rg3 resource group 3 is also is exactly the same, right? So whenever you wanted to create multiple resources, what do you mean by resources? Means is nothing but the the virtual machines, storage account, all this kind of all these things called as a resources, right? But resource group means, like, so grouping all the resources into the single the single entity or single tree. Okay, that's called as a resource group. Okay, for example, I already created one of the resource group. Okay, so this is my Azure portal, and if you can see, I've already created one of the resource group, which is my RG. Okay, this is a resource group. Okay, so just for example, I've created. So inside that, I've created a the storage account. It's called the cloud institution storage. Okay, so this is the storage account which I've created just to show you the experiment. How to create the resources, right? How the group of the resources been put together. So now this is what called as a resource groups. Okay, so resource group is nothing but the collection of like similar resources, not the similar resources. For example, like, so whichever the resources you require to be to group together, so all those resources are grouped together under resource group. Okay, you may ask me one question. Okay, is it possible for me to create resources? Okay, for example, there is one resource. Is it possible for me to create a virtual machine without being created a resource group? Okay, the answer for this question will be no. So if you want to create any resources, okay, in Azure, it has to be under resource groups. Okay, so that is kind of a very, very important concept which you have to be understanding. Okay, so today we are going to create a resource group using Terraform. Okay, so let's see how we are going to create it, right? So now I'm going to, okay, so something was running actually. So now I'm going to create, I'm going to my Visual Studio Code. Now here I'm going to show. Okay, in the last video we have seen that what is Azure Run provide us, the subscription features and all these things, ID and all these things we have seen, right? So in this session, we are going to create a Terraform resource. One of the Terraform Azure resources called as a Azure Resource Group. Okay, so if you can do Terraform plan, okay, it's taking a while. Probably like if you can do Terraform plan. Okay, so this is going to delete one of the resources which I've already created. Okay, so now I'm going to do a new Terraform resource. Okay, so the new Terraform resource, so I keep this one aside. I'm going to create a new resource which is called as a Terraform resource section. Okay, so resource section is going to be Azure RM resource group. Okay, this is the one. Okay, I'm going to create a new resource group, is called as a name is going to be, okay, cloud institution RG. Okay, this is my resource group name, and then the region. Okay, we need to give the region is going to be West Europe. Okay, so this is the resource group which I'm going to not region, it's going to be location. Okay, so location is basically a region. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is that I'm going to create a resource group. Okay, the name of the resource group is going to be cloud institution RG, but we can change the name of the resource itself. Okay, so I'm just giving the cloud. Okay, maybe the cloud is what something I'm giving. So what is cloud means that, so this is the references for the resource itself. Okay, but the resource group is, the name is going to be cloud institution RG. Okay, so for now I'm going to do a Terraform plan again and see whether this particular resource is working fine or not. Okay, if you can do Terraform plan. Okay, it's just trying to delete one of the older resources. But what we have to focus on here is that, so it's going to be creating a Azure RM resource group dot cloud is going to be creating. Okay, so the name of the resource group is going to be cloud institution RG. Okay, so now I'm going to do a Terraform apply. So in the earlier videos, we have seen what is Terraform plan, Terraform apply, all these commands we have just been, so we have just been experimented. So I'm not going to explain anything here. So I'm going to give the yes value here, so which will create my, Azure RM resource group. Okay, so Azure RM resource group dot cloud is creating. Okay, so in a minute we can go to our console and see whether the resource group has been created or not. Okay, so it is still elapsing. So like it's still creating. Okay, so it should be creating, it should be done in a fraction of seconds. So meanwhile, let's go to the resource group here and then see, we can refresh it, and you can go under, if you wanted to access your resource groups. Okay, you can go to, you can access from here if it is visible here, or you can go here and search for resource groups. Okay, so you can see the cloud institution RG is created already. Okay, so cloud institution resource group RG is already created. Okay, so the destruction has been happening, which is that is deleting one of the older resource groups, which I've deleted from here, earlier. So if you can refresh it here, it's being, you can see this one. Okay, I have only two resource groups. One is cloud institution RG, is the resource group which I've created recently. Another, so which is there in the West Europe region. Okay, so the another resource group, which is my RG, which has been created under Central India region. All right. Okay, so if you can go inside this cloud institution RG, I don't see any resources because I have not created any kind of resources inside this resource group. But if you can click on here, my RG, you can see one of the resources has been created. Okay, so this is how you're going to be creating a resource groups in Azure using Terraform. Okay, so hope you understand this concept, right? So hope you know that what is resource group and all this stuff. Okay, so thank you so much for watching this video. So if you like this video, please like it and please subscribe to our channel for more videos. Okay, thank you guys. See you again.